Do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both body and soul in hell. Matthew 10:28. The video listed here in red is the symptoms for which this video is part of the correction. It can be found on the DIY with Dave channel. And this is the outer tie rod. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this nut, and then I will pound on this part of the steering knuckle to pop this loose. And so that will be loose. Then I'll have to unscrew this jam nut right here, and just enough to spin this tie rod off. This unscrews from there, and I have to remember to count the number of turns so that I can get it roughly placed so that driving it to the alignment shop doesn't cause a lot of damage. So anyway, you want to make sure that you're putting this back in roughly the same amount of distance from the steering gear as you start with. Alright, so you can see I've popped that loose now. What I ended up doing, which is probably not the only way to do it, but I took my my 4-pound sledge and I hit right there, and I took my little small hammer and I tapped on the nut that I have on there. I'm going to replace this joint anyway, so it didn't matter, but so I just hit them both at the same time. Hit this one and with the other hand that one, and a few taps and it came out. Alright, so I had a little trouble getting this jam nut loose from the inner tie rod. So what I did was I took a torch and heated this nut, and that way I could put my 7/8 wrench over it and then hold it with my little 13mm back here, and that allowed me enough. Before I heated it, I wasn't able to, the 13mm wrench wanted to slip off of there. So, but once I heated it a little bit, then it broke loose and I was able to get it off. I installed the outer tie rod with the same number of turns that I took it off, and I installed the grease fitting, greased up the ball joint there, and I'm in the process of torquing the castle nut. The spec is 22 foot-pounds plus 120 degrees of turning to line up the slots for the cotter pin, and then we will be done with this side and repeat on the other side.